Shit, go back. What are you doing? Oh, God. Hey, everybody. Trying to get this functioning correctly. And it's being an asshole. Jesus. Okay. Hello. How are we all doing today? Can y'all even see me? Hi. Yeah, I'm Link. I'm the one that cooks food sometimes. So, yeah, tonight's going to be the spaghetti and meatballs. I can see myself, and there's one hell of a delay, actually. I don't like that. It's going to mess with me. But I'm using my back camera tonight. It is definitely much better quality. Y'all don't look at my hair. I did shower, but I just don't care right now. This fucking quarantine is killing me. Yes. now. So. But alright, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do the meatballs first. Preheat oven. 375. Get all this shit off of your oven. So nothing like bursting the fucking flames or whatever. I've also got some bread going. I will have to go grab it in a minute. I've got it proving outside because here it's actually hot as opposed to inside my apartment where it's not because we keep it kind of cold. So. Alright, first things first, get your bowl. Sausage. You can use beef if you want. We honestly much prefer sausage. I think it's a better words are hard. A better flavor profile. And you get more, like, the beef doesn't really have that much of a flavor. With sausage you get a lot of flavor. Can I help you? Since we wanted a little bit spicy. This is about empty. Cool. Buy Florida Pizza Hut. Fucking thing cost me $1. But, moving on. We've got our meat in here. For every pound of meat, you want basically 1 egg. Being stupid. Crack that bad boy in there. We're done with the eggs. And I have a small onion here. I'm going to use about half of it. Just got to get this 78 fucking layers out here. Thank you, Ann. I touch my hair in my mouth a lot. But I haven't left the house in 4 days. Veal. Bobby, you can use veal if you want to. I don't recommend it just because of the way it's, like, raised or not raised, as the case may be. But you do you. Okay. Got about half the onion here. Cut it real thin. You can cook it first if you want, but it's going to cook in the oven, and then it's going to cook in sauce. So why are we going to cook it 3 times? It's just fucking onion, not that big of a deal. But yeah, I slice that like crazy thin, if you can see. Then go down lengthways, just tiny little bits. If you have onion powder, you can use that too, or instead of, but I make sure I keep onions small onion in there. What's next? Garlic. 2 cloves of garlic. Now we can do the exact same thing and smear and like chop up the garlic super duper fine, but why don't we just run it through the microplane? Could have done the same thing with the onion too, honestly, but here we are. Garlic skin is an asshole. So I want some music or something playing while I'm doing this, just because I'm used to it, but yeah. 2 cloves of garlic. Run it through our microplane. If you don't have one of these, just chop it up as fine as you can. Little last fibrous piece there, trying to be a holdout. So if you turn your garlic while you're doing this, cuts down that chance, but I didn't do it for that clove because I'm thinking about it. Okay. Now we have the microplane out. Some Parmesan. This is true, and pork and beef. Pork actually goes really well with this, Rob. You can do a mix, like a half and half, no problem. Just remember, it's 1 egg, and like I think it's a half a cup of breadcrumbs for every pound of meat that you use. But the amount of breadcrumbs does change because depending on how fatty your meat is. But you want them like super soft and tender and delicious and yum. We're gonna shred about 1.5 ounces Parmesan in here. Again, you can use the green shit that comes in the canister next to the pizza sauce. Not refrigerated. But I don't trust cheese that isn't refrigerated. It's not like severely wrapped in wax. So, you do you. Okay. That's in there, that's in there. Over here. Breadcrumbs. Want about 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. Just a little bit of cream. Not a whole lot. It's like maybe 1/4 cup. Okay, yeah, it's still good. All right. That would have been shocking. But, oh. Salt and pepper, shit. Hey Nancy. Sorry if I missed you a minute ago. Pepper, pepper, pepper. One side. Plenty of salt. Okay. Now this is the point where you can add like the herbs or whatever if you want. This is a garlic and herb breadcrumb, so I'm not really going to bother. But basil. Do you have any basil? I should have basil. Yeah. A little dried basil ain't going to hurt nobody. And basil goes really well with the vodka cream sauce. So, actually, over here I have basil butter that I made. It's a compound butter. This is what's left of it. I took 5 ounces of fresh basil, chopped the ever-loving shit out of it, mixed it with 2 sticks of softened butter, mixed it all up, formed into a log, put on the thing, froze it. Yeah, simple as that. Now, time to get in here. Oven is preheating. Did I do it? Fuck yeah, I did it this time. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Now, here's the part that pisses off a lot of people, or grosses out a lot of people. If you've got some special utensil that works as well as your hand, or works better, by all means, but I don't. So I prefer to do it by hand. Oh my god. Oh, so sweaty. simply because this way I can actually see and feel how well the ingredients are combined. If you do it by hand, always do just one hand. Don't do both. Because you're going to have to check it in a minute to make sure that, well, like if you need to add any extra breadcrumbs or anything, you need to know when to do that. Yeah, this is real fatty. Oh, it's going to be so fucking good. Okay, that is sufficiently mixed. Pull out your balls. About yay big. Typically about the size of just a little bit smaller than a golf ball. Or you can do any side you want. I am going to bake these first. I do not like them cooked completely in the sauce. The sauce gets too oily for me. Again, that is a preference. If you want to take these and drop them into some simmering sauce, they will 100% fucking cook. They will cook all the way through in like 15-20 minutes. And they're fine to eat. But, again, it's a preference thing. Let's see how many I'm going to get out of here. After this, I need to go and grab my bread. That's the sound of planning ahead, y'all. 100% the sound of planning ahead. The cream works so it doesn't get too dried out. It's just something I've always seen. Buttermilk works best. But I can't be bothered. I don't think I have any left anyway. So. And yes, Joshua is at work right now. So. We're both getting like 2 days a week at this point. So. I'm getting more, but I'm trying to give them to people who really need it. We have people I work with who have kids and, you know, full families and this, that, and the other, and it's just me and Joshua. We're fine. Like, I'm not worried about us in the least. So, yeah. I'm giving up my shifts to people who actually need them or who, you know, first come, first serve. Kind of thing. Oh, pepper flake. Oh, cool. Alright, I got 10 so far. God. Sweat. Ugh. So I'm going to have about 12, 13. For some reason, no matter how many times I've made meatballs, I always end up with one that's like, the last one's like half the size of everything else. And I have no idea why. I've done meatballs 100 times. And I always have that extra bit. Oh my god, this time's going to be good. And that was a little bit smaller. That's fine, fuck it. I'm claiming it. Cool. Meatballs are done. Make sure they are spaced enough in the pan. I mean, if they stick together during cooking, they'll break apart immediately as soon as I pull them out. So, whatever. But, you know, give them a little bit of room to breathe. Oh. I'm doing this thing now called washing my hands, which is crazy. You know, oh, I can't touch raw meat. Ew. Bitch, wash your hands. Life truly is not as hard as some people make it out to be. It's just not. Alright. Check the time. 7:15. Hey, I'm doing good. I'm done with that. Meatballs going in. Now I'm going to run and grab my dough. Check on that. Okie dokie. Alright. Here's the dough. Looking great. I have a lid for this, so yeah. Let me tidy up over here just a smidgen. Go away, go away. You go over there. Okay. Now, go to lightly flour this. Turn out my dough. A little more flour. Flour. And smunch out all the air. Okay, now I've got my dough all smunched out. I have to roll it into ball form and then let it rise again. Okay. It actually helps my head to cut it. Like, whatever. Alright. Now, basically turning this in amongst itself. Boom. Let's see, what temp settings for how long? How do I do what? We haven't even set a date for the wedding. It's going to be a while. 375, been in for 3 minutes. I'll check them in about usually 10, 15 minutes or so. Just to see where they're at. This is just a dough recipe that I am following. It's been proving for the last hour. It took me like 45 minutes beforehand. I know nobody's going to sit here and watch me for 2 hours while I wait on this bullshit. So, there you go. But I'm going to do half of these, and the other half are going to go into the freezer. Because there's no way we're going to eat all of these. I've done a recipe similar to this before, and we ended up with way too damn much. Like, too damn much to the point where a lot of it ended up going bad. So, I'd rather us have a little bit not enough than we can just have, like, bread for 2 different nights. I will post a link for this. So, but they are, I found them on Tumblr. They're similar to Parker House rolls, but they're an enriched yeast dough, which means it's a yeasted dough with butter, milk, and eggs in it. It does take longer to rise, but it's all good. Like, this feels phenomenal. I love the way this feels in my hands. Oh my god. Okay, let me get a thing. I'm going to get some butter I got from the side here. Plop that in the pan. Just a tablespoon of butter. Oh. And I'm going to smear this all around. Yeah, inside this dough is 4 cups of flour, yeast, sugar, a fucking stick of butter, some rosemary, thyme, and oh my god. Then the recipe called for whole milk, which is what I actually happen to have. And I was like, yay, fun. Whole fucking milk. Yum. Yeah, I'm gonna redo that one. A little more in there. That looks better. Doing these about the same size as the meatballs. It's just a little bit smaller than a golf ball. They're gonna rise again, so I'm not really worried about it. I will show you a trick to making the most perfect fucking garlic butter you've ever had in your entire life. It once again involves the microplane. So, you know it's going to be good. Okay, same thing. Check and see if there are any more questions. So now this is taking up a good bit of time. But yeah, Joshua's not going to get home for another at least hour. So we'll let these prove for another like 30 minutes, and I'm going to throw them in the oven. And this plate is going to go in the freezer. Let them freeze like an hour or so, then put them in a bag, and drop them in the actual like low boy. Because we have a separate freezer in the washing room, utility room, like with our washer and dryer, and that thing is fucking cold. But, yeah, I've got 11. So, to find something I can just use these papers. Set these to the side. And it is 7:22, so like 7:45, those are going in the oven. They take about half an hour. So those will be nice and piping hot by the time Joshua gets home. So that works. Now, let's get the cutting board. Let's get a quick wipe down over here first. There's my rag. I know how to rag. Tidy as you go. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna get, there it is. Get a pot for the, right there. Get a pot for the sauce. Here's a half of your onion. You want to cut it about the same thickness, honestly. This is what I found works the best when making this. You can always do them diced if you want, minced. It's really whatever the hell you want to do. But just cut them up. I like them thin. It adds a nice little sweetness. Then cut off the tail, and everything should be cut through. Yay, it is. Fuck, it is hot. Ugh. Like an oven. Okay. A little bit of olive oil. Help get that going. Medium-high heat. And some more butter. I'm using like 2 sticks of butter in tonight's dinner. This is not a healthy dish in any way, shape, or form. And yes, you can 100% use 2% milk. It's not a problem. When I went to the store grocery shopping, because I'm going once a week now, they didn't have any. So all I can get was whole milk. And we drank a good bit of milk. So I bought it while I could. Because I wasn't trying to go back. Get your sauce. This is a bag of sauce. I make my own red sauce. I have not bought sauce in about 2, maybe 3 years at this point. I buy a bunch of cans of like the San Marzano tomatoes, and I make a sauce in my Instant Pot. Hit it with the blender, the immersion blender, then I freeze it. And now we have basically spaghetti sauce ready to go whenever the hell we want it. So that works. Some more garlic. Oh shit. Hey little baby. So much fucking garlic in the dinner tonight. Holy hell. I'm just realizing the amount of garlic I'm using. I'm using almost a bowl of garlic in dinner. I am so bored. But honestly, we both love garlic. Well, I love garlic. He's told me he liked it in the past. And has never complained of anything being too garlicky. So. Peel, you bitch. Yeah, I'm not really great for kids. Kind of thing. So, thank you, Anne. Okay. Get my trusty OXO. Break up this onion that's trying to stick together. No. Y'all are breaking up. This is a divorce. Did he try to stick together that you may have missed the knife to stab them with your spatula until they give in? They'll give in eventually. They know who's in charge. If not, they're going to learn today. So. Alright, what's everybody watching on Netflix right now? Because we're about to start The Witcher soon. And, oh my god, I feel like I've watched everything. Like, fucking everything. Ugh. Like, I'm done with just the TV. Good part about having a dog. Hey, dog, get this ice cube I dropped. He loves that shit. Alright. Medium high heat. Get it nice and bubble. You want to cook the onions till they're just about translucent. Pour your Sprite. Do that. Or just lay there and be an asshole, dog. That works too. Actually. Screw it. I've been drinking so much during this quarantine. By so much, I mean this is literally my third drink I've had in a week. And I don't usually drink that much in 6 months. Because I just don't. Alright. The olive oil is keeping the onion from keeping the butter from browning. At the same time, we're making these onions nice and soft. Just a touch of that there. Some of that there. Love is Blind was actually a little interesting. And where are you working that you're working that much? We watched that movie last night, The Silence. It's starring, I'm going to say her name wrong, Karen Shipka, Sabrina, basically, from Netflix. Her and Zelda, whoever the hell she is, and Stanley Tucci. Basically, it's very, very similar to A Quiet Place, but it's when it starts kind of thing. So, hey Andrew. Oh, Love is Blind's like dating reality show thing. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that looked interesting. But onions are getting pretty translucent. I'm not going to look away while I'm cutting, but time, okay. 15 minutes they've been in there. Oh shit, that's slip. I didn't injure myself or anything. It's just these are all nice, even, thin slices, and that one just like sideways jerky ass slice. Trying to get some color. Add your garlic. Cook that for like 1 minute and grab your vodka. Has Josh already been in this? Or I would hope so. Andrew, you actually had this before. You've had my vodka cream sauce. We did, maybe. I think the last time I did it was at a dinner night. It was at the Net House. I remember that specifically. If you ever came to any of those. It's been 7 fucking years. But, vodka. About a cup. Again, I don't really measure shit. So the last time I think it was at the, I know I made it at the Net House. Because I have a photo of it in my Yummy Foods folder on here that I made. And that was at the Net House. Because I think it was some kind of like tricolored pasta or some bullshit, which I would never spend money on. But, yeah. I don't know if you were there or not. I know they had John's mom's, what's it called? Pyrex dish. Complete with lid and carrying case. Because John brought dinner over there. Well, his portion of dinner over there one night. And she never got it back. So we went over there several more times. We just all fucking forgot about it. Then shit went down with them, but we didn't. And then they ended up moving and taking it with them. So I bought her another one. Oh, yeah, that's alcohol. Alrighty. Ooh. Alright. Cook. They cook down for like a minute. You can set it on fire to burn off the alcohol, but honestly, that's kind of stupid and quite dangerous. The alcohol is going to burn off anyway. Flambe is just for show. It's literally only for show. It doesn't do anything but be like, hey, look at me. So, don't. Just let it cook. It will cook out. It's not a big deal. Add my can of tomatoes. Bring this back up to a boil. Turn it up just a smidge. Okay, about 20 minutes. So combined. Okay, those are done. So 20 minutes, 375. But once again, this will depend on the amount of time you cook them for. But meatballs. Not the time to cook them for. Shit. It'll depend on the amount of time you want to, or how big you make your meatballs. Fuck, I cannot talk. Jesus. Make them bigger, they're going to take longer. Make them smaller, they're going to take less. I've made them like, I made this like albondigas. It's like a Mexican meatball soup kind of thing, where I made them all about the size of dimes. So, those were great. Rue, I'm down to hang out. 100%. And this recipe should actually already be in my notes somewhere. In my album. I don't know. I didn't actually look at a recipe. I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. I know it's going to be good because I'm making it. That might be conceited as hell, but I know what I'm doing. So. And cook. Okay. this. Now, if you want to use a jar sauce right here, you can. Again, I don't have one, so I can't. But one thing I do is I run the, oh my God. I run the immersion blend through all my sauces so they're all nice and smooth. And I want this one to be a little texture, have a little bit of texture to it. So, but yeah, the meatballs are done. You bring this to a boil. Let it cook for like 2 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and get my pasta going. Get this out of the way. Got a pot right over here with water that I just had waiting for this. Bring to boil. I guess I can go ahead and show y'all how to do the garlic butter, which is absolutely fucking phenomenal. In this tiny little pan, I got a half a stick of butter, 4 tablespoons. I think it's 100 grams, no, it's like 70 grams or something. I don't fucking know. Turn that on, medium high. You want to melt it down completely, and then get it to where it's just starting to bubble. So, in the meantime, I've got 3 more cloves of the garlic over here. Go ahead and peel these. So much fucking garlic, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, I'm standing next to the meatballs, I can smell them, they smell so good. You can actually buy garlic cloves that are already peeled and ready to go and everything, but I cannot be bothered to spend that kind of money. Because I did the math and I get more by I get more for my money by doing it the other way. Turn you down a scotch. This butter back here is melting beautifully. I could turn my oven off, but why? When the rolls are going to go in like 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Okay, that's there. Pour in some heavy cream. About 3/4 to half a cup. If you do not have heavy cream, an amazing substitute is actually cashew milk. You can make your own if you have like a magic bullet or something. Those make the absolute best cashew milk, and I use them when I do my my Indian stuff, which I will do Indian next week. I will do the chicken tikka masala, which is what got me pretty much on MasterChef. So I will do that and share that recipe with you guys, but yeah, just, oh my God, okay. This is starting to bubble. Take it off the heat, bring it over here. Grate in the garlic. I left the heat on intentionally because this is going to go back on the heat. Swirl, swirl. Break that up. Back on the heat there just for a second. It's bubbling. Take it off. Got some herbs here. Mix those in. This is just rosemary and thyme. It's the exact same stuff that was in the that went in there anyway. It's gonna go on top now. Let's see, a touch of salt. And this is the best garlic butter you will ever have in your entire life. Done. Squash. Okay. I am going to chop up some parsley to go on top of dinner when it's ready. The sauce is done. Put the meatballs in it. Can I touch this pan? I can. Yes. Thanks to the milk, it helps them stay extra tender. Mix, 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 swirl, swirl, swirl. Okay, let's give it a taste. See what it needs. It's gonna get some basil butter before I serve it, but check the seasoning. Tiny bit of salt more. But yeah, that is fucking phenomenal. It's delicious. It's creamy. And I'm gonna let it simmer. It's a little bit thin, but that's what we're gonna let it simmer. We're gonna fuck. Words are hard. We're gonna let it simmer down. Okay. This is how much our rolls have risen. Get our garlic butter. Dip, dip, dip. I'm gonna smear this on here before they even go in. Bake that flavor right in there. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. These are gonna take about 20 minutes or so. So, spaghetti is boiling. Some salt. Hey, Paula. The rest of our spaghetti. Fun fact, while it is not gluten-free, most spaghetti is actually vegan. Most pasta is actually made with semolina flour. Semolina? Yeah. I'm thinking Durham for some reason. No, it's semolina. Semolina flour and water. And that's all there is to it. Come on. No more pasta. What are you? I don't know what you are. Unmarked packet of seasoning from World Market. There we go. Oh, lemon. I forgot the lemon. Uh-oh. I think a seed went in. If it did, it's not the end of the world. It's just fucking seed. Let's see if we can maybe find it if it did. That is not a seed. None of those are seeds. Oh well. Alright, y'all. Cool. There's a seed. Alright. It is 7:45 right now. Pasta's boiling. You all know pretty much how that goes. Just whenever it's to your level of doneness or al dente, which literally means to the tooth, you drain it and fucking serve it. I mean, yeah, it's not hard. I'm gonna destem and chop my parsley while this is going. That needs to simmer down, and waiting on my bread. So, but yeah, thank y'all very much for tuning in tonight. I hope to see y'all again soon, and I'm always willing for taking suggestions, basically, for what the fuck I should be cooking next, because I have no idea at this point. Like, I'm running out of ideas. Probably do a chicken noodle soup soon. It's a big one, like a big pot chicken noodle soup. We like soup. We eat soup all the time. We got crackers still. Yeah. So, yeah, but thank y'all for tuning in.